Hey guys, what's up? It's Vesper. So I wanted to show you guys my latest joystick that I ordered, the Real Arcade 4 Premium VLX. It's a long ass name. Anyways, I ordered this thing months ago, but I've been so busy I haven't had any time to actually open it and check it out. So I thought, what the hell, I'll do an unboxing video. So let's do this. And yes guys, this is a limited edition stick. I don't even know if they sell it anymore, but if they do, it's probably going to be sold out pretty fast. It cost me an arm and a leg. I think it was $300, and then since I live in Canada, the shipping and all that was like an extra $50 on top of that. But one thing I can say is that this is the third version of this kind of stick, and there were two other versions of the VLX series, and they were all sold out, and right now on eBay they pretty much go up for twice the price than they originally were, so there is still some value to these sticks. Okay, let me get this stick out of this box. Whoa, this thing is heavy. Just throw this box on my couch here. I'm not used to doing unboxing videos, guys. I'm gonna keep this in the camcorder. Am I doing this right? I can't even see the camcorder lens right now. This side here. Wow, this thing is huge. That's what she said. Wow, this joystick is really heavy. A lot heavier than I thought it would be. Okay, so before we check out this joystick, it came with one little bag here. Let's see if I can show you guys here. So it comes with, looks like, two button plugs. There's a wiping cloth here because it's really glossy, and an instruction manual, so nothing out of the ordinary. Alright, so as you guys can see, this joystick is a monster, man. It's huge. I actually seen the older versions of the stick before, so I already had an idea how big this thing is, but damn, it's really heavy. It's a lot heavier than I thought it'd be. This is a replica of the Taito VLX machines, Japanese cabinets, so that's why this thing is so damn huge. It's supposed to be like a replica of the actual Japanese cab. Okay, so let me explain some of the features with this thing. So first off, the joystick is a Hayabusa. It's not a Sanwa. So this is Hori's own version of their joysticks, their latest line actually. And you can buy these joysticks separately, the joystick itself. And in my opinion, from using all the Hori sticks, I think this is the best joystick on the market. The lever itself, when I say joystick. I feel like it's a little bit, it's hard to explain, but a tighter grip than Sanwa. It's not as loose, and because of that, it's more responsive for me. Stock, it's still a square gate, and it feels very similar to a Sanwa. It's just not as sensitive, I would say. That's the best way I can explain it. So this is a really nice joystick, and I won't be replacing these parts. Now these are also Hori's own buttons. These are not Sanwa buttons. These are the Kuro buttons. Now these buttons, they have a little bit more resistance than Sanwa, and a lot of people do actually like these buttons, but I prefer Sanwa buttons just because Sanwa buttons are pretty much the most sensitive buttons. They're featherweight light basically, and I don't want any resistance when I press my buttons at all. So I'll definitely be replacing all eight of these buttons to Sanwa parts. I'll actually show you guys right here. I actually got some spare Sanwa buttons, and I'm just checking the color here. These are a little bit darker than the ones on the stick actually. These are Sanwa just black buttons basically. But like I said, they're a little bit more sensitive. Like I have some other Hori sticks, so I already know what the Kuro buttons are like. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that I prefer Sanwa button-wise. So I'll be replacing 8 of these. And I just probably broke one of my Sanwa buttons. So as you guys can see, the start button is actually on the face of the joystick right by the buttons. This is probably one of the only gripes I have with this stick right off the bat. I already knew about this before I purchased it. I don't really like this being here. Maybe I might rewire a different button and put like a button plug in it. It's a smaller button. I don't know if I'll be hitting this by accident. And with the newer games, you know, they'll be taking extra precautions so you don't pause the game by accident when you're playing. But if someone could tell me on a real like Taito VLX machine arcade cab, is the start button actually there? Because I don't think it's actually there. So I don't know if it was necessary to put it there if it wasn't just for, you know, to actually make it an exact replica. So yeah guys, this thing is really glossy. Like I'm putting my fingertips just on the side, not exactly by the buttons, and I can already see my fingerprints already. This whole thing is glossy. So I personally don't like that, but I mean some people might. But anyways, let's go through the buttons on the top here. So this is the PlayStation home button. I'm sure you guys would figure that out. But this is a PlayStation stick, just so you guys know. I don't know if I mentioned that. Anyways, I see a switch here for 4 and 3. I'm assuming that's for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3. So this stick is compatible with PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and PC all at once. So that is awesome, because that's one shitty thing about joysticks, is that they're usually only compatible with one console and PC, or sometimes just one console. So that's a huge pain in the ass. So, you know, if I'm paying top dollar, I want this thing to be used for multiple things, you know. I don't want to have to mod the stick myself and, you know. Anyways, this switch here, DP, so that's the digital pad or directional pad, whatever, the D-pad, you guys know what that is. LS, left stick, and right stick. Actually, let me grab my controller. Okay, this will be easier to explain, showing you guys the actual controller. So as you guys know, a joystick only has one joystick on it, and a regular controller has multiple things. So DP would be the D-pad, it would just control these here. And then LS would be the left joystick, and RS would be the right joystick. But most of the time you'll just be using DP. It's just there in case if you wanted to play a different game, because some people don't use joysticks just for fighting games. They use it for like old arcade games or whatever is on the PSN market. Okay, so here we have the dreaded share button that I always accidentally hit when I play Mortal Kombat King of the Hill. But it's there in case you want to record stuff. And then we have your L3 button and then your R3 for, you know, pushing in the joysticks. They got buttons for that. And then you have your assign. That's probably just to configure the controls. I honestly don't know. Okay, so on the back of the joystick, we actually have a PlayStation 4 touchpad, and it's also a button. So this acts as the touchpad and the button itself. I think this is kind of overkill to have this on a joystick, but it's cool they added that feature, you know. It literally is a PlayStation 4 stick. And then we have the cord compartment, and one thing I hate about Hori is that their cord compartments always snap off. They're notorious for that. Like this thing here will always snap off. I don't know if it snaps off for this stick. If it does, I'll definitely complain about it. But anyways, yeah, here's your cord. So if you want to, you know, keep it all snug, it's pretty huge, man. This compartment's huge. Like I could probably stick a crispy crunch in here too or something if I want to eat on the go. But this thing's pretty huge. I gotta stop saying that. Okay, so on the bottom of the joystick, it's this entire like rubber foam mat. So, you know, it won't slide if you put it on the table. And honestly, this joystick is really heavy. And on my other joysticks, like Mad Cat sticks or any smaller sticks, I actually put like weights or heavy objects inside the stick, like Rock Lee styles, because I don't like the thing moving at all, and I don't think I'll have a problem with this joystick. But like with this and like a firm table, this thing's not going anywhere. You don't really have to bolt it down. But that's pretty cool. So yeah guys, I read the instruction manual a little bit, and that assign button does let you switch the buttons on the joystick. So if I want to diagle it up and start slinking and change the select button to something, I could do that. Unless I'm playing the PlayStation 4 version of Ultra Street Fighter 4. Okay, so let's open this thing up and destroy our warranty. So inside here, hold on, let me check the camera. Sorry guys. Okay, you'll see 3 screws where the cord is. You gotta loosen these screws and you'll be able to pull out the top. So let's do that. Okay guys, so I'm just showing you what the screws look like inside so you can take out the top. You can see you could just, you know, pull these out with your own fingers. Once you pull it out the first time, they're in pretty tight the first time. But in case you're super salty and you know, smash your joystick and you throw on the floor or something, you can always mod your buttons on the fly. You don't need to be carrying a screwdriver around, so it's really easy. Okay, so I took those screws out, so now we just pull at the top. I just hold the joystick and I push up and then boop, it opens up. Open up the wrong way. Let me turn this thing around. So as you guys can see, this is really neat and tidy cord work, man. This is awesome. So I can easily mod these buttons. I just snap these out and then hook the plugs into the Sanwa, just snap it back in, man. There's no real artwork on the joystick, so I don't have to worry about taking something out or anything like that. Hayabusa stick is just plugged right into the PCB here, so I don't have to worry about anything. Man, this is really clean inside. Man, look how empty this joystick is. Can't believe this thing is still so heavy. So we can see right here, guys, there's a little slot here where you can rest your buttons in for your extra buttons. I don't really know why they added this little shelf here, because this thing is huge, man. You can fit another joystick inside of this joystick in case you need a spare one running around, man. There's just so much space, but I guess it was a cool addition. So let me close this thing up here. And then just to close it, you just snap it back in. There we go, like magic. And then we just screw those screws back in. So yeah, guys, that's the Real Arcade Pro 4 Premium VLX. I don't have too many gripes with this thing. The only thing I can say is that it's a little too glossy, but the top, it feels kind of rubbery. It's not like solid glass, I would say. So it does feel a little bit more comfortable on your hands. I don't like where the start button is, and the curl buttons I will be replacing with Sanwa, or I might even be replacing it with silent buttons if the stream yells at me when I'm streaming Street Fighter 5 and the button clicks are driving people insane. But either way, I will be replacing the buttons. Another thing too is that this joystick is really heavy, so it might be a pain in the ass to, you know, carry around with you in tournaments. I know there is a bag. They made a bag for this that you can buy. Not Hori specifically, but this thing will be hard to carry around in tournaments, of course, because it's just so damn heavy. But that's the only gripes I can really say, guys. So bottom line, guys, do I recommend this joystick to you if you want to get a PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3 joystick for any new fighting game like Street Fighter 5 or Mortal Kombat X? The answer is no. Surprise. The reason I say that, even though I bought this stick and I already know it's amazing, I could tell you the stick is amazing. It has nothing to do with the stick being bad quality. Also, there's no microphone port too. I forgot to mention that. So keep that in mind. The reason I do not recommend this joystick is because it's extremely expensive. Okay, this is a $300 joystick, and that's not even including the shipping fee. The reason you would want to buy this joystick is, one, you're a joystick collector. If you like to collect all the joysticks. This is a limited edition stick. It's not going to be around forever. And it's pretty much an investment, man, because when these things get sold out, they're going to be worth a ton on eBay for people that want to sell it. The other reason you want to buy the joystick is if you're a fighting game enthusiast, I would say. Someone who just loves fighting game and they want a premium product. That would be the only time I would recommend this joystick for you. If you're an entry level, if you're someone's like, I'm gonna get my first joystick, and you decide to get this thing, unless you're balling out of control with cash, I do not recommend this stick. But I will put the URL so you can purchase it in case you guys are interested in this. So you can check that in the description of the video. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Oh, I should show you guys a size comparison on how big this stick actually is. Let me find my old stick. I'll be right back. There we go. I got the classic Vesper arcade stick with the old school trials. I don't use this joystick anymore, but there you go. That is a comparison on how much of a monster this stick is. Look at that, man. This joystick looks tiny as hell compared to it. Let me get my other Hori stick. Toss that to the side here. So this is the stick I'm currently using right now. Another Hori stick, and this thing is pretty huge too, man. So it comes pretty close. It's definitely a lot wider. Like, look at that. This one's got the LCD panel and everything. And this stick is like $200. So $100 cheaper. And right now, this is my favorite joystick right now. I like to use it for everything. So, and I'm using all Sanwa parts for this. So yeah. I don't know if I can compare this thing to any more. Actually, let me grab my Xbox One. Now I'm not going to explain why my Xbox One is not even hooked up right now and I just have it lying around, but I do. So yeah, there's the Xbox One. That's what I'm using this console for right now, to compare sizes with this joystick. But yeah, look at how big this thing is, man. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my very first unboxing video. And if you have any questions, I know you guys are going to ask me a million questions on what joystick to buy. I can already see it right now. But if you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment below. Anyways, take it easy, guys.